Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 2013. Since my previous episode, I have done some harvesting on the first field as I said I would. I now have around $36,000. I harvested the field once as you saw in the previous episode, and then I planted it again and then harvested it once again with the AI system. That didn't net me the $36,000 though. I also figured out that these silos were actually pretty filled. When you start the career mode, you have like 9,000 liters or whatever is the measurement used. So you can do quite a many runs to the different stores that buy stuff from you, and you actually get quite a lot of money from it. As I said in a previous episode, the second part would be me doing something new, so I'm planning on buying a new field and planting that. I've also figured out a few key concepts and keys for the game. Pressing I brings up the PDA, which serves as a map, and more importantly, well, the weather forecast is apparently important too, but these prices. Here you can see what different things, grain, whatever, what you can get from where, or what are their values in different places that accept them. And watching these, you can see that the canola is actually a lot more expensive than other stuff. It's almost double value to anything else. So I'm gonna plant my new field as canola, and if it actually yields the same tonnage from square meter, then it's, well, just a lot better value. I don't of course know if that's the case, but I'm gonna try that. Also, I think that you can plant and reap canola with the starting equipment, so I don't need to buy anything new. Buying the field will actually cost most of my money, so I can't buy any equipment. I should manage with these. Continuing pressing Y key, you get the finances tab and also statistics where you see what you actually have. That's something I didn't know in my previous episode. I don't have a lot of anything anymore because I've been doing the selling runs. So that's about that. Let's go and buy ourselves a new field. The AI partner or hired worker actually, it works pretty well. I used it as the driver for the combine or whatever that harvester is called, and you could drive the tractor with the wagon thing beside it, and it was really handy. You could go through the whole field without stopping, quite fast. Okay, so now I own another field, which actually seems like it's just a little bit bigger than the starting field you get. You can hire a worker for almost any task, but not all of them, but most. And they will do that one job and then disappear. Unfold. Lower. Okay, that's how you do it. If you're a proper OCD guy, you're gonna have a hard time with these fields. You probably just have to put the AI to do everything to get them clean. There's gonna be a fair amount of repetition, I don't know how I'm gonna say that. Well, I'm gonna be doing this a lot. So I'm gonna just speed up the next part. Alright, the field has been plowed. Next, it'll need to be sown, I don't know how that's spelled. And I'm thinking that I might actually leave the AI to do it and do some silo running meanwhile. We'll just leave this here. And we need that one. From here you can fill the seeding machine. I don't know what it's called. You need to select which type of seed you want to use and then just press the refill button. And it'll fill and deduct the sum from your money. Now I guess that, or hope that, if I put a worker to do the rest, it will use the seed I've selected. It seems my wheat is actually growing already. The plants seem to grow quite fast. There's an option to actually make it even faster. I'm pretty sure I have it set on normal. Yeah, plant growth on normal. But I think the wheat seem to grow from nothing to full grown or harvestable in around 24 in-game hours. I'm just gonna press H and see how the AI will do this part. You actually need to exit the vehicle yourself, or you'll just be following the AI. But now he will plant this field, and when it's done, just disappear. like a good worker does. You're also able to teleport between vehicles in this game actually. I can just press tab. Now I'm here, but I want to be on this tractor, which already has the wagon thing on. I'm gonna see what would be a good thing to sell at the moment. Only type of goods that I have a full load of, I think this tier 1 first starter wagon, I think it can have like 5,000 liters or so, is the sugar beet. And best price for sugar beet is at the inn. So we'll be delivering some sugar beets to the inn. That pile over there is the sugar beet you start the game with, and when you drive your tractor here, it automatically fills it. Like so. It's not on good spot actually. It's near impossible to reverse with these things. And I was actually pretty good at it in Euro Truck Simulator 2, but these are just impossible. Some nice bright effects right there. And now to take these to the inn. For some reason, which doesn't make any sense at all on any level, the game doesn't display the names of places in the maps you get. There's no legend button or anything as far as I know, so I had to look a map on the internet, and I kept it open on my other monitor for a while until I learned the places. It didn't take long. The map is actually fairly simple, but the first time when you start up the game, if you're just gonna go exploring and looking for the places, it's gonna take you quite a while. But now I know that the inn is over here. And this part is actually confusing because these don't look like roads at all, but the NPC cars use them too. This is actually the, well, maybe not the only road to the inn, but this is the fastest road to the inn from the starting fields. I'm hoping that I might get enough money to buy a fertilizer attachment to a tractor, so I could use it on the things I have growing now. I've read that the fertilizer and sprayers apparently double the yield from a field, so it's a significant difference. Pretty sure that this texture for the sugar beet, and same goes for the potatoes. I'm pretty sure that it's actually just a photograph. Looks like it hasn't been altered even much. Kind of out of place. It doesn't look bad, but it's kind of funny. At least the 3D surface isn't flat. This here is the inn. I didn't actually get much more than around 2,000 or $2,500 from that run, so well, that wasn't all that profitable. It'll be interesting to see how much I actually make from that canola thing, because per ton it's twice the value. I don't know if it's actually a lot lighter if the same liter amount just doesn't give you much more money, but I have to test. Just seems too good to pass. Let's go see how our AI is doing. Actually, I can see it from here. It's around half, maybe. But the AI does really good work, you know. I'm nowhere as neat or clean as he is. As I said, if you're an OCD guy, you really have to employ the AI. But yeah, the fertilizer. By pressing the P key, you can at least browse different machinery, but it also seems to have the buy button. So let's just take a look at what they offer. Fertilizer's better. Well, at least I could afford the cheapest one. And I cannot afford this one. If I would do another run and sell something, I could afford this, but it would actually take me dangerously close to having zero money, and since operating machines costs and you actually start with a bank loan that has interest and back payments, I don't kind of feel safe going so close to zero, so I'll just buy this cheap one. I can replace it later. And now I guess I need to actually fetch the thing. Okay, I think this blue tank here is where you fill fertilizers and spreaders. Yeah. Special. And then we just need to operate the thing. Let's go and try it out on our new wet field. I took a quick look on the tutorials, and at least in the fertilizing tutorial, I think there the fertilizer was used in this first stage of growth, or maybe in a second, but I'm really not sure if it actually matters in which phase you use it. Maybe you can even use it before you sow the thing, possibly. There are also different types of them, so I don't know if that makes any difference, but I'm fairly sure that using this right now here is okay and will yield some results. So I guess I just have to press B key and go with it. Not sure if it has any visual feedback on where it has actually landed, but oh wait, there's a huge darker area following. Okay, so this isn't gonna take long. You can even drive at faster speeds without penalty. So that's good enough for that. The AI is still doing the planting there. I'm pretty sure that if I go to the field and start working there with this machine, the AI will just disappear. At least I had one such occasion before, but actually it seems to have stopped now too. Not sure if it's actually confused by the combine in its front. Yeah, the driver is still there. I think it doesn't know how to find a new path as long as the other tractor is blocking its way. I have to move this one. Yeah, that's the reason. Once he's done with the planting, I'm gonna try fertilizing the thing right away without waiting the second stage. After I'm done with these fields, I think convenient place to stop for this video would be once I know how much money I can make from that canola. But for that we actually of course need to wait until it's grown so that we can harvest it. So I'll probably be compressing time until that and skipping that part or cutting it out from the video. I also don't know if it's the same time that it takes for the wet or if there's difference with plants. That would actually make sense since the canola seems to be so much more valuable. Maybe it actually takes far longer to grow. You can compress the time in this game up to 120 times real time. Currently it's running at 5 times, as you can see from the top right corner. But that seems to be the only way you can skip time in the game. You can't just sleep over the night, as far as I know. You just need to idle or work at night. I just put the compression to 120 and went to do something else until it was morning again. But these tractors do have working lights, and they actually function. You can put them on like this. So it's entirely possible to work late in the night. But at least at first you really don't have so much to do. So it doesn't really make sense. I kind of wish there was a way to just skip the night. But it's just a minor inconvenience. It actually doesn't take very long in 120 times speed. But if you'd like to skip like 2 days, then it would actually be quite a long time to wait. Okay, it seems the AI is done, so we can start doing the fertilizing here. At least it seems the field turns dark, so one must assume that it works. Oh, the AI wasn't done. It's still there. And it didn't stop working, even though I came to its field. I don't know, maybe I had a bug earlier where the AI disappeared mid-work. I assumed that it was just because I started working on the field, but maybe not. But now, as you saw, the guy just disappeared and tractor stays there. Alright, the canola is almost done, but not yet. but the wet is actually ready, so we're gonna start harvesting with that. So you'll see how the harvesting with the AI actually works. As far as I can tell, the time it takes for the wet to grow from planting to actually being harvestable is a little bit more than 24 hours in game time on the normal setting, and the canola would actually seem to follow pretty much the same pattern. So now I'm gonna put the harvester in a starting position and just hire a worker. I hope I have enough money. I don't actually have much at all. I think I'll either have to go get some more or do the canola field manually, but this should be enough for the small wet field. So the worker will start doing his thing, and I'm gonna pick the tractor. It's still going pretty fast. I'll be missing some of the wet. I don't think you can actually get the wet that is stored in a harvester if you take any of it with the wagon. I'm not 100% sure on this, but last time I did the harvesting like this with the AI, and once the AI completes what it does, it just disappears, and when I then took control of the harvester, it actually didn't have any stuff in it, even though I had missed some with the wagon. So yeah, I think there's some loss, but doing the whole field like this it's quite a bit faster than what it would be if you drive the combine yourself and then every once in a while empty it. I think the starting field is like, it probably takes 2 runs with the harvester, the starting harvester at least. I think 2 runs is enough for the whole field. When you drive the tractor with the trailer alongside the AI harvester, it automatically fills the trailer. Number 4 key is cutting speed, so it pretty much syncs up with the harvester. It's not always 100%, but it's close enough. You may need to step ahead with a proper gear once in a while, but mostly it's okay. Also need to be sharp that you don't block the harvester's way, because then it will just stop. It would seem that the fertilizer I used actually does make a world of difference. It seems to be almost double the yield. When I last time harvested this field, it didn't quite fill one trailer. It was almost full, but not quite. Now we're not even close to having harvested half of the field, and I'm already 50% full on the trailer. So yeah, I'll need to be emptying the trailer before the AI finishes, so I really don't know what happens to all that extra wet. Does the AI go and finish the job, or is it like teleported to the silo, or what's up with that? I don't know. We want to find out. Alright, the canola is now ready to be harvested, and we can end this episode to a conclusion on whether or not this get rich quick scheme actually works. I also just had a pop-up for a great demand. The mill is in great demand of barley and is paying for a few hours an amount that would seem to be pretty much double. So unless you really need to have cash, it actually seems like a good idea to have some of the grains in store in case there is a great demand, so you can get a lot greater value than you would otherwise get. Not everything in this game is harvested with the same machinery, but as far as I know, canola is also harvested with this, so I should be safe doing the same thing I did with the wet field, just hiring an AI to drive this and drive the trailer tractor alongside it. Fast and efficient. I'm already suspecting that the canola is not the gold mine I thought it would be. The rate at which it just filled the trailer was pretty slow, I think. I think wet fills the trailer a lot faster, so it may well be, as I suspected, that the canola is actually just a very much lighter grain than wet. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Either that or my fertilizers didn't work, but I see no reason why that would be the case. Oops, I'm blocking the path of the harvester. Yeah, so the economy of the game is not broken. I suspected this all along because it would have been really odd if one grain type would have been so much more profitable than the rest. No matter. Maybe for the next episode I'll have another get rich quick scheme. I do like those. But this is as good a place as any to wrap up this second part of Farming Simulator 2013. I kinda consider these videos a first impressions series, and as first impressions I can say that there's a game in here. And that's what I like in simulators, that's what I like in Euro Truck Simulator too. The economy and some random bits and persistent progression and such make a world of difference. And the gameplay mechanics are actually rather enjoyable. In comparison, when compared to the construction simulator that I played a month ago and did the videos of, this is a lot better product, as you may have suspected, in so many ways. As I then complained that Sim actually lacked the game, it only had the construction parts but nothing to tie them together. This is better in that aspect, and also the playing, though is repetitive, I can never get that word right, it's enjoyable. In construction sim, some of the stuff you had to do, or even almost most of the stuff you eventually had to do, was extremely tedious. That's not the case here. You have the AI helpers, and even if you do all this by yourself, it's not that slow. It's not painful in any way. So yeah, if you ever considered buying this game or thought it might be something that you're interested in, I can recommend it, at least at the sale prices. Currently on Steam it doesn't really cost much anything, so have at it. And also, If you found these videos useful or enjoyable, come back for more. I'm pretty sure that I'll be playing this more, and maybe in the next video I'll be expanding my industry to livestock or something new and wild. But yeah, thanks for watching.